We are Legion.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and I got some really cool books to talk about. So let's go ahead and jump in. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. That little notification bell that's in the corner there, go ahead and ring that. That way you'll be alerted every time that new content drops from the channel. We're slowly creeping up on that 400 subscriber mark, so the next giveaway is right around the corner. I'll probably be starting to dig through stuff and take a look out there in the wild to see what I can find to give back to the community as my way of saying thank you to everybody who checks out my content. I really appreciate it. So I got some cool books. One came in the mail, and one I got from my father, and it was one that's been sitting around since I was a little kid. But before we dig into the mail call, look at this possible disaster we might be getting into. So my mailman isn't always the nicest guy in the world. Me and him have had some words a few times, and I thought things were cool. But apparently yesterday he did not feel like getting out of his truck. So he took the mailer that the books came in and folded it like an L and wedged it in my mailbox. It took me a few minutes to actually get it out. I was trying to get it out without damaging it, but it was completely wedged in there. The rim of that mailbox has a lip on it, and once you put something in there and it expands, it is ridiculously hard to get it out. So we're going to be opening this one together, and we're going to see if it survived. And there's actually two copies of the same book in here. And the story to it is I grew up around comics. My dad's been collecting since the early 60s. So there's never short supply of comics in my household growing up. There's a little house in the backyard that is completely full of long boxes. So as I was growing up, I would go out there and pull books out and read them and sometimes put them back and stuff like that. And I've moved a couple of times, so books that I had out have gotten kind of lost in translation or stuff like that. So when he's going through recataloging his stuff, he noticed that one of these issues was missing. So I couldn't account for it if I took it out to read it, if my brother did, this, that, or the third. So I just went on the old Phoebe and found it and ordered it. They're not expensive. But here's the package. You can see along the rim here where it was bent upward. Hey, monkey. Hey, Laura's up. So here we go. All right, it looks like it might have made it. The bin was right there, and the books are slid over a little bit. All righty, from the desk of the guy's name who I got them from. There's a note in here. It looks like it's in a magazine size bag and board. Nothing wrong with that. Then we got the two individual issues inside on one bag and board. In my opinion, also nothing wrong with that. Let's see what this note says. Oh, wow. I got a sticker. I belong to the Mary Marvel Marching Society. Check that out. Look at that awesomeness. So AnthonySnyder.com is where I got this from. It was on eBay, but he clearly has a store. We got a little information mailer. It looks like he has a website as well. Anthony's Comic Book Art. You guys could always go check that out. I'll probably try to throw the link in the description in case people want to go check out his stuff. Hey, but it says, got a note from the desk of Anthony Snyder. Dear customer, first of all, thank you for your business. We're a small brick and mortar business staffed by true fans of comic book culture that prides itself in making and keeping customers. I'm one of the largest art, comic book, and collectibles dealers in the country and an Overstreet price guide advisor. Awesome. It's basically just a letter of quality control that some companies that deal in comics kind of don't specialize in. I have my wife crawling around on the floor chasing our infant who just yanked my new comics off the desk back here. She loves comics. But so that's cool that they do that little quality assurance thing in there. It's a little ironic being that they put these two issues in a single bag into a giant Gemini mailer, but whatever. So what this is Megaton Man issue number 1. That's from Kitchen Sink Comics. This is 1984, I believe it was. It's a satire character. He was created by Dandy Don Simpson. He was a parody of the whole superhero genre. He's a really goofy character, and yeah, it was kind of weird character. And I remember growing up, my dad had a poster of like some actual comic page art of his, so I'd always see it in the comic book room. So I'm assuming at one point I went and like pulled the book out to read it, and I just never put it back. So I replaced my dad's copy, and I saw that there was they're on sale. You get 2 of them in this one listing for the same price as people were selling one for. So I got myself a copy as well. It was super cheap, super cool to get. But he is a very cool. He's an obscure character. His name is Trent Flong, and he's from Megatropolis in the future of Michigan. And he says the word overkill, and he literally explodes and turns into Megaton Man. And his origins are unknown. There's like 2 speculated origins in his comic. He was either bitten by a radioactive frog, or he's a byproduct of a military mega soldier program. So they play into it a lot, and he has like this history that he's not aware of, and in the comics like he's told his history where he used to be Megaton Lad, and he even had a super pup very reminiscent of Crypto. In like 1994, Simpson formed his own company, and he started featuring Megaton Man in it, and he started adding all these other bizarre heroes, literally called the Bizarre Heroes, and they parody like X-Men and stuff like that. Let's see if I get something to come up. As you can see where this cover, he's fighting Normal Man, and it's a homage to the old Muhammad Ali fight. And he even one shot with other big characters like Savage Dragon and stuff. So he's a cool character. And there's the X Dems where they kind of were playing on obviously the X-Men. So they just had a lot of fun with him and just had a lot of fun inside the comic book genre. So if you ever just want some lighthearted, enjoyable comic that doesn't take itself too seriously at all and has fun with the genre, check it out. All right, the next book that I got, this one didn't come in the mail. This is one that when I was a kid, I really loved this character. I enjoyed the TV show, and it is Masked Rider issue number 1 from Marvel Comics, and you see he's featured there with the Power Rangers. Now he's a super cool character, in my opinion. His name is Prince Dex. He's from Edenoi, and he crossed over with the Power Rangers. He all started off in the 70s as a show in Japan called Kamen Rider, and then in 1995, Haim Saban brought it over to America, and kind of just like they did with Power Rangers, they adapted Kamen Rider Black, it was a more recent show, and Americanized it and started playing it on Fox Kids. And his whole thing is he's a prince from his own planet. His grandfather bestowed the powers of the rider on him, and his evil uncle Dragoon is chasing after him, world domination, the whole thing. But he flees his planet and comes to Earth, and the way that they do it is kind of in a crossover event with the Power Rangers. It was a big deal, and it was really cool because Prince Dex is actually from the planet where Alpha 5 was built. Their trusty liaison, basically. So it was really cool. And my dad, when he was going through all this stuff, came across this and saw that it was one that he picked up for me when I was little, and he just ended up with it in his collection. A lot of stuff like that that I got when I was little got saved by by him from the children in the house after we were done reading them. But he was an awesome character. And this book on Go Collect, a 9.8, actually fetches $110. So it's not a little cheap book. And I'm getting ready to get some stuff sent off to CGC here soon. I got my most recent group of books just arrived there, where they put it on the website where you can track it. So it made it to my presser. They all got pressed, made it to CGC, and they finally got put in the system. So now that they're there, now that they're on their to-do list, it's time to get the next group ready to go. So the first group I sent were a lot of PC books, stuff for my personal collection. So this next group of books I'm going to send are going to be some books I'm going to tend to try to sell. I'm trying to break that wall and get past the nervousness of having to sell some stuff, because I don't have to, but I have books that I have no intention of keeping forever, have them for different reasons. I want them in prizes or this or that, or I bought them in a group lot of stuff and I already have some of them. But I've got to break down that wall and start selling some books and kind of helping the hobby fund the hobby a little bit. It also gives other people who don't have these books a chance at them, because I'd have no intention of putting stuff out there for over fair market value, or probably not even fair market value. I want stuff that I put up to sell. So I'm going to try to do my best to give back to the community without cutting my own hand off. So really looking forward to that. And I'll be posting a video later about the stuff that I'm looking at selling or looking at sending in to get graded. And I'll try to get some feedback from you guys. So yeah, looking forward to it. So until next time, everybody. Oh, wait, we got some people in the chat, it looks like. Well, hey, Bart, how's it going? Yeah, you do have to love Kyle's commitment. She was crawling all around down here. What's up, Tyler from Shattered Glass? And Lee from Whack. We got the whole Whack Comics crew in here. And there's my brother. He's actually commenting on the poster. Yeah, now I do. Yeah, the Beetleborgs were a little weird. That one was odd. That was another one of the numerous shows that they kind of just threw out there around the Power Rangers time. They were throwing all kinds of stuff at the wall. You had Beetleborgs, you had VR Troopers. Yeah. And good morning to Mark Spector comments. All righty. Well, yep. This was supposed to be a short video. I was trying to get it in before the little ones got up, but they made it up. So until next time, everybody, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.